Most meta ads fail for one reason, and that is creative. It's not budget, it's not targeting, it's not campaign structure and setup. It's just that your creative wasn't good enough. So if in 2026 you're still designing creatives and doing your creative research based entirely on Meta Ads Manager, then you're a step behind the best advertisers. What the best advertisers are doing is they're going to organic content. They're finding content that has already proven that it has a strong hook, that it has high engagement, potentially gone viral, and then they're turning that concept into an ad style and running that, which you then later copy and get worse results. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to find organic content in your industry, in your niche, that's already performing really well, and then turn that into a meta ad that you can use for your business or for your clients. The reason that organic is sort of the cheat code in 2026 is because organic has already done a lot of the work for you. So you don't need to be guessing with your creatives as much, you know, what's potentially going to work well, what isn't going to work well. You already can go and check on the multitude of platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff, YouTube Shorts. You can already go and see this content. You can see content that's gone viral, that's done X amount of views, 50,000 views in the last few months, etc. And you just need to find content that is relevant to your industry. So if you're selling, for example, home security software, something like that, you can go and find content on that. Now, the biggest difficulty that there's always been with that approach is that there is obviously a crazy amount of content on the internet. So to go and find all of these specific pieces of content and keep up to date with them has traditionally been very, very difficult, and it's a lot of manual work to go and find all this stuff, doing the analysis on it, etc., etc. Now, the really good news is that I'm going to show you in this video a tool that we use that completely sorts all of that out for you. So straight into it, the website is called Virlo. We've got the Virlo dashboard here. This is my one, so you can see we've got a couple of niches that we've set up. So you can just click here to create a new niche, any custom niche you want. You literally just put in the details, and then you'll select some keywords to do with that niche. And then what Virlo is going to do is break down all of the key content within that niche. So if I open this one, for example, home security, this is what it's going to look like after you've searched a niche. So rather than you, as you would traditionally have had to go through all of these different platforms and accounts and all of that stuff, what we've got here is the top performing videos over the last month, which will update monthly for us. But what you can see in the breakdown here is actually really, really impressive, and the time saving is just crazy. So you've got all of the top performing content. It pulls in meta ads as well, so you can literally click and open any of these meta ads. You're going to see relevant ads to your niche. So in this example, it's home battery storage, and then AI is going to break down all of that data from all of those top performing videos across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and meta ads. And it's going to give you a clear breakdown of what is actually going on in that industry, what's trending, what isn't. And it gets even more impressive as we go along. So you've got key insights, what's driving engagement, so specific Chinese battery here, emergency power and resilience narratives, solar plus battery integration systems. So you can run through this, and it's just very quickly going to give you a really good breakdown on your industry, what's happening. So this section I always find really, really good. What's working, so pricing specifically. So I know this to be true because we have a lot of clients in this industry, and a lot of them don't want to show the price on the ad because they think it's not going to work because it's like £10,000 or £5,000 for a battery system. We tested it, worked really well, and I can see it reflected here. Pricing specifically, so leads with the exact capacity tiers, technical information that you might not think users want to know about, they actually do, and it's all here for you to just pull from and take creative inspiration from. And it's going to give you the outlier creators, so these are the accounts that have published videos that have done exceptionally well based on the viewership. Then you've got all the hashtags that it's pulled in when you built the niche itself, and you can manually put in these hashtags, which I would recommend be specific with them, or it will auto-generate them if you want. But you can then go into any of these specific hashtags and see videos related to those as well. So if we click solar system, we can see a couple of different videos based around solar systems. And then you've got a full infinite scroll at the bottom of all of the top performing content. This just gives you an idea of what's actually getting traction already. So we jump back out, go to orbit search. So orbit search is essentially the same thing as setting up the niche, but the niche will automatically update itself on a schedule. Whereas an orbit search, you could just jump in and have a look what's going on. So for example, Lion's Mane Coffee, you'll see it's the same format, same layout, but it's just done massive amount of work for us already. So we can see the overview, ashwagandha coffee, detox narrative dominates viral feeds. So straight away, it's just run through thousands of videos and it's telling us what's the overall trend in this industry now. So let's say if we were running ads for Four Sigmatic mushroom coffee, for example, and we need to do some creative inspiration and then put an ad together. Previously, we would have had to jump through all of these accounts manually. It takes a massive amount of time. Now we just bang it into Virlo and we've got literally the top performing pieces of content in this industry, which we can then pull from. And we've also got AI just breaking it straight down for us. So recent analysis reveals creators are leveraging deep cleanse storytelling with timeline-based benefit claims and TikTok shop urgency.
The first few days are the deep cleanse phase, where your digestive system goes through an intense cleaning, flushing out all the waste that has been building.
So there's an example of one. It's done 1.2 million views. And you can see here the rating is 708x, which means that the follower count is actually much, much lower than the amount of views it's got, which means essentially it's gone viral. And we get a little breakdown of what exactly this style of video is so that we can use it ourselves, timeline-based, benefit, narrative, first few days cleanse, ingredient breakdown, etc., etc. Got key insights underneath. Literally just everything that would take you previously a few days to go through and do is now on this page in a matter of minutes. Again, we've got the meta ads that you can go and look at. Outlier creators, so these people with smaller viewership, but they've recently posted a video about this and it's done extremely well. And then again, all of the hashtags and then the scroll feed at the bottom so you can go and familiarize yourself. So straight away, this has just cut the amount of creative research time from a couple of days to literally a couple of minutes. Instead of going and finding all of these accounts and videos, they're now there, and all you need to do is go and familiarize yourself with what is actually working, and then we're going to turn that into an ad. We jump into what's called Media Hub and then go to Content Studio. What this section does, which just really, really smart software. So it's essentially a series of LLMs. So like you've been using ChatGPT or Claude or Sora, all of that stuff. But obviously the big difference with them is they don't know your brand. They don't really know up-to-date stuff. They have a date cut-off point that's usually like months in the past, and they're not necessarily up to date with what's trending on TikTok and what's trending on whatever based in your industry. So what Virlo have done here is they've created this content studio, and it might look a bit confusing at the minute, but the main asset here is this, which is the Virlo LLM. And what this is basically just all of the language models that you already use. So you click down the bottom right here, you can change it to Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, etc. But what this does is connect all of that data that Virlo's just found for you straight into those language models. So when you're now asking to write a script or write an ad design or write ad copy, it's literally using all of the information that you've just pulled in for it about the top performing organic content in that industry. So the results that you're gonna get are gonna be far, far better. They're already proven. So what you can do, as I've already done here, and I'll show you again, is just add in all of the relevant info that you need for your product. So if you wanted to add in, for example, the entire results page and the AI analysis that we've just pulled in for mushroom coffee, ashwagandha, you'd literally just come in, select orbit search, and then it's going to pull it in. You select which orbit search you're talking about, Lion's Mane, and it's going to pull in that entire orbit search that we've just done with all the key information of all the top performing organic content in that industry. And then what you can do is go in and select which videos you want to train the language model with. So if there's specific videos, you can select them here, or what I like to do is just go to AI analysis and then just select this box which says include Virlo analysis, and then you go add to content. So that has now pulled that information that we've just generated straight into the language model. Once that's done, you can then go a little bit further and add in, for example, your product image. So as I said, if we were running it for Four Sigmatic organic mushroom coffee, we just put the image in, and then the language model is going to do a detailed analysis of what the image is, and then we can also add in the website landing page for that product. So when we're asking the language model to now do stuff, it's got all of the organic top performing content in that industry that we've handpicked, or just all of it. It's got our product image and it's got our website. So it knows everything about our product and it knows everything about what content is performing very well on the platforms. What you can do then is basically anything that you want in terms of creating this content. So if you go to script writing, you can literally ask it to generate UGC scripts. You can ask it to generate scripts based on all of the inputs that you've just give it, which is the best way to do it. So this is saving you an absolutely insane amount of time on competitor research and analysis. And then you're going a step further than just looking at Ads Manager and seeing like, oh, this competitor that I know about is doing this. You're now looking at and discovering accounts that are in your industry, in your niche, that are doing really, really big views, potentially viral videos, and you're just leveraging all of that data into your ads. Now, I've not done too much with generating videos on Virlo. We generally take these scripts off platform and go to somewhere like Arcads, or we have an edit team that go and put together images and text and all of that stuff. But if you wanted to make them in Virlo, literally jump back into Media Hub. So I want to show you a quick example of one of those. So again, for this product, we just uploaded this image of 4 Sigmatic coffee, and we give it a very basic script that was pumped out from the previous Content Studio stuff that we were looking at, which is taking into account all of that data. And as a quick little video, this is what we got.
Even if you want real focus without the coffee crash, links in bio, your brain will thank you.
So that is actually not a bad piece of content to come out of this platform. The main benefit of this platform is all of that information about organic content across in your niche and what's working. But this is like an additional little extra is actually pretty good for just uploading a basic image. But there you go, that's the process in 2026. If you want to be getting really good results with your meta ads, you don't just want to be copying what other advertisers are doing on Ad Library. You want to be going into something like Virlo and getting a full breakdown of what the top performing organic content is, already proven, and then you're just going to convert it into meta ads very easily using their Content Studio.